2025, a year in telly I'll not forget, though Christ knows I'm trying. Let's start at the bottom of the barrel, because that's where this year lived. From Super Bowl moral panics to Epstein Files bingo, and Britain's own walking deleted search history, Prince Andrew relaunching as Andy W, it was a bumper year for nonces, like Crofts, but for registered offenders. Super producer Ryan Murphy's Monkey Paw finally ran out of fingers, with All's Fair being universally panned. Though, all of the 0-star reviews and car crash rubbernecking saw it renewed for a second season, so more fool us I guess. Sticking with Murphy, it wouldn't be a year in television if he didn't manage to convince an unfeasibly hot man to portray a serial killer in yet another forget-as-you-watch Netflix true crime drama. Tune in next year to see Jonathan Bailey take on his sexiest role yet in Harold Shipman, the musical. But why settle for scripted horror when 2025 served up the antics of an actual horror villain? Donald released the files Trump. A man who can destabilise the known world and somehow still be the funniest cunt on it. Take his new football era. Not content with barging into the Club World Cup trophy lift like a divorced dad who wasn't invited, he then bullied FIFA into inventing a peace prize which, astonishingly, he won himself. And just when you thought the sketch had ended, he treated us to his signature YMCA choreography where he furiously whacked off two ghosts. Live. Amid 2025's bleak landfill, telly still managed some genuine milestones. EastEnders turned 40, SNL turned 50, Sarah Jessica Parker turned 60, and just like that turned cancelled. Celebrity Traitors was won by a man with the subtlety of an Al-Qaeda pantomime. I'm a Celebrity was won by someone called Angry Ginge, and because we're filming before the finale, Strictly was won by your nan's favourite gay or something, probably. Michelle Williams spent most of the year being terminal, but also horny. The Severance cast continued being glorious little freaks. That quaint little corporation, Disney, made a show all about revolution and rebellion, with zero irony, and Nick Offerman had a fantastic beard once again. The Diplomat continued its glorious experiment in what if an American with no understanding of British politics wrote a show about it? Meanwhile, Grey's Anatomy finally solved the mystery of how long is too long. 22 seasons apparently. Black Mirror, no relation, returned with a barnstorming episode about streaming services slowly infecting your brain and taking over your life. I wonder what that's like. Breaking Bad creator Vince Gilligan showed us how good life could be if we just gave in to the hive mind. Robert Irwin grew up. The Kardashians continued to suck the lifeblood out of all that is good and holy. And Joel got golfed to death in The Last of Us. Even Britain's dullest man, our very own human porridge of a PM, was moved by television this year. I think we can all agree that telly was glorious chaos in 2025. Let's take a look at some of its biggest moments. Joining me to rake through 2025's biggest television moment is comedian and screenwriter Jordan Gray and TV critic and broadcaster Scott Bryan. Woo!
Woo! You've got a television for a head.
Yeah? What of it?
I was just pointing it out in case people hadn't noticed.
Let's talk about the most emotional moment of 2025 on television. Scott.
So I've gone for... it's a show that everyone, that as in like the critics have all been talking about, Adolescence.
Right.
What do you think
I was
gonna
excited
say?
about what you were going to say. Like, that's a good one.
Oh, yeah, okay, thank you. It was... Because this is the weirdest thing about the show, is that it is... Like, how do you get a moment from a show where it's just been one take, essentially? Because I think that's the most staggering thing about it. But I felt that it was definitely episode 3, which was between Bryony, played by Erin Doherty, and the psychologist, and Owen Cooper, who plays Jamie, the kid. And I mean, if you haven't seen Adolescence before, how can you? Because it's a show that everyone's literally seen.
I mean, I broadcast it. So.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's essentially about a murder. We try to work out why this young child has been accused of this. And I think for a long time, until episode 3, you're sort of thinking that maybe he's innocent, because he comes across initially as this really sweet, innocent boy who is scared to be in this youth detention centre and be facing this upcoming trial. But then in episode 3, with the psychologist and Bryony, you then just see the dynamics suddenly change, and there's this like small scenes where he just becomes an absolute menace, and you see her shock realising it. And I think it's the fact that it's a whole one take thing, but it's also, I think, the fact that that kind of stunt, as it were, you kind of forget about after a while, because you start to really care about the themes. It's written by Jack Thorne, who's a superb writer. And I think it's about the performances start coming through. And it was like proper edge of your seat stuff.
Cool thing about a one take, I guess, is that so the initial gimmick is more than a gimmick, is so cool. But then the benefit going forward, you forget, and it's just that you never get taken out of the story.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
the best thing about one take.
Staggering.
What I'd not seen Adolescence, despite the fact that I went really hard on how good it was, because I was up for the best newcomer, and the kid from Adolescence won instead of me in a small award ceremony, and I'm ever so slightly embittered by it. It is a child. Here's Cho.
Did
And
you?
I'm
So
not one.
this year you found a new nemesis.
Yeah, that kid from Adolescence.
Yeah,
and
that
I don't.
little
But I watch it, so
Yeah.
I don't know if he's guilty or not. But it sounds like it's dubious.
The
Is
one
it-
thing, my big takeaway from Adolescence,
Yeah.
is
Don't care.
that Erin Doherty
Yeah.
isn't posh.
Wait, in real life?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I know.
Explain, Scott.
Huge
you
news.
brought this show. Come on,
Huge
explain.
news.
Sorry, have you just
Change her accent.
discovered acting and how people might not be actually the people
Yeah,
they
but
are on
she's-
Right,
television?
because he only experiences the characters. I've just realised you're not at the award ceremonies. You don't see them in real life. As far as you're concerned, that's just that kid.
Exactly.
He's real.
Yeah.
You broadcast the BAFTAs.
Oh yeah. Is that when you found out?
Yeah.
Why is he so good, the actor? I mean, I know that he's good, but what do you think makes his performance so breakthrough and good?
It's a good question. I think it was the fact that it was his first role.
Okay.
Like when he's on episode 3, that was the first time he'd ever been on a TV set,
Okay.
which is staggering. And
Well
I think
done.
it's like,
Oh.
I think it's also a very layered performance.
Okay.
And I think it's the fact that they'd filmed so many in one day. There's one scene where he's actually yawning like midway through a scene, and then he's basically
Great. It sounds riveting. I'll be honest with you. That sounds amazing. I'll tell you what we should do. Give him a award for that, I reckon.
We
For
took a
yawn.
kid out of school, we put him on a television set, we drove him to exhaustion. We had a not posh Cockney woman screaming at him, throwing sandwiches around, and then we went, oh yeah, we'll give him a little award.
have either of you seen Adolescence?
Nope.
You're on television.
So what's your most emotional moment,
I
Jordan?
don't think it beats a small child yawning, but let me try it. There's a TV show what won loads of awards, and it's a bit insular and it's a bit up itself in a good way. It's The Studio, Seth Rogen as executive producer and star and everything, and right. It's really good. It's about the making of movies in an industry that is famously people are not going to the theatre, they're streaming movies and etc. It's just about getting people into the theatre. And at the end, there's this big, silly, contrived scene in the finale where Bryan Cranston, the owner of the studio, he's all high and he's supposed to give a great presentation about why we should be seeing more movies. But he's so high, all he can get out of his mouth is just the word movies. And he's slurring it, and then he slurs it again, and you're like, oh, he's fucked this in front of the whole industry. But then Seth Rogen's character, he kind of like takes that slurring, repeated word movies, and he pivots into like a chant, and then suddenly the whole audience is like, movies. Movies, movies, and it got me really emotional because it's like that is the core message. There could have been this big elaborate speech that they gave about what it does and a service to society and getting people together, but it's like no, it's just an ineffable feeling that is encaptured by the word movies. Are you able to comprehend emotion? Well, this is an emotional round, but you are an unfeeling machine. What's the last thing that made you cry?
I can't cry because I was short circuit.
Oh, now that is sad. It makes me
Yeah.
think you do understand emotion.
Yeah, and that's the most emotional moment of the year. Thank you. 2025 was the year of the ick. To really nail down into the cringe, Scott, Jordan,
Yep.
cringe me up.
I don't watch Big Brother very much, right? But then for the last couple of years, I've been made to watch it for different reasons. One was that I did that Big Brother's bit on the side last year, and this year my girlfriend really it's the only thing she watches all year, so I've got to partake.
The
right?
only thing she watches.
Yeah, I am saying it, and it sounds mad. It is. She watches that, and then all the rest of the year she doesn't have a TV on. So this year I had to watch it as well.
Yeah.
No, I had to. It was fun, right? I would pick as the cringiest moment of the year. Did you watch it?
Bits.
Right, the final moment where normally when you reach the final of a show and you've got the two finalists are with each other, what you normally see is them they're clasping hands. I don't know you well enough to clasp your hand out of nowhere. May I clasp your hand? When people like this and they're like, oh, I hope you win. I hope you win.
Hope you win.
Right? I
Don't
really
really
hope you
win.
win. Don't really, but I hope that you win.
Yeah, I hope you
right?
win.
That's what you expect. Big Brother Finals 2025, Richard and Elsa sat on opposite ends of the room, not talking to each other, realising in real time that they haven't spoken a word to each other and have nothing in common. But that whole thing, sat there doing that thing that you do when you walk past homeless people, where you go, that's all she was doing. Like, yeah, it was uncomfortable to watch.
I genuinely, when I saw it, it's a masterclass in communication without saying a single thing, because the way that they just look at each other,
Yeah.
the tiny little movement of like his mouth, and it's just like, I know you're not gonna
And yet,
but
the eyebrow says
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the most unsexy
It was
Like sexual tension that's ever existed.
like sitting in a chlamydia waiting room.
We're likening the final moments of Big Brother this year to sitting and waiting in an STI clinic for your results.
Sounds about right, doesn't it? Yeah, it does actually sound about right.
If you walked out to a big crowd of people cheering after that, it wouldn't be so bad.
You didn't get the clap!
Thank you, AJ and Will. Thanks.
From STI clinic waiting rooms, can you beat it?
Yes, mine's from Good Morning Britain, which is normally a show.
Done.
I mean, there we go. See you later. I mean, Good Morning Britain, the show where people are yelling at each other for no reason at 7:45 in the morning. But this year they went one further, in which they had Mummy Pig on to announce that she was pregnant live on Good Morning Britain. They had their entertainment editor interviewing Peppa Pig live, and Peppa was like, "I've never been on TV before," which is wild because she's Peppa. Well, it's Mummy Pig. But if you watch it, it is a piece of television which has been meticulously timed all along, but it's loopy. Also, there's so many confusing elements from it because they say that they're from Pepper Town, so it doesn't mean that Peppa Pig is named in a town named after her. It's a bit wild.
Yeah.
And then Mummy Pig and Daddy Pig then went and they had a photo shoot outside the Lindo wing, which of course is where Kate and Wills had their baby, because that's where they announced their little new baby pig, Piglet. And the Daily Mail wrote an article to say, why are they using private healthcare and not the NHS? What's happened to us as a country?
Oh, is that a worse place to be? I mean, absurdity does have an end point to it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Have we reached it? That's quite a comforting notion. That is the weirdest thing I've ever heard. Maybe that means the end of weirdness as we know it.
I'm going to give the cringiest moment of 2025 to the STI waiting room of reality television. It's Big Brother.
Thank you. Unexpected.
Yeah, no, I think the Peppa Pig was a valiant effort.
Thank you.
I think it crossed from cringe into just pure, unadulterated hatred. And now it's the moment you've all been waiting for. It's 2025's best television moment of the year. Jordan.
Oh, the pressure is so high. There's a show, and it's little known, and not many people saw it, but it's brilliant. It's based on a live show, what loads of comedians did, called Clash of the Comics, where comedians are paired with wrestlers, and they wrestle on television. I was very lucky to be asked to be involved in a musical capacity, so I helped to open it with it was like a musical comedy supergroup like Flo and Joan and Jazzy. It was really cool. So it's like wrestlers wrestling. As a whole show, I'm entering it as a greatest moment because it's a one-off, but the moment where, because what happened over the years, James Acaster, the comedian, he'd come on and he'd hype himself up, and every year it's a bigger hype. And then the running joke is before he even gets a chance to wrestle, somebody smashes something on his head and he falls apart. This year, the hype was so big, and there's a flying tripwire act, and there's a whole song dedicated to him coming on. He'd done a rap. Oh, I'm James Acaster. I'm not going to do the rap because I can't remember what it was. Right? Really awesome. Dancers, and the whole room is up on their feet. And he goes on to his flying trapeze act, and someone just come on and hit him with a cooking, a baking tray, and then he just hung there. That was his wrestling. He just hung there like a little dolly on a string, like a little Woody from Toy Story, while the song continued, and the Hammersmith Apollo just sat there quietly watching him hang there in silence.
So
That was a great bit of storytelling.
It fizzled out at the end. But I think that's the point, because we're supposed to be, this year he got to wrestle. No, it was a continued bit that he drove into the ground and push to its logical conclusion. And if that's not what all TV should be about, I don't know what is.
Scott.
From that to I've chosen...
What a burn! From that...
the finale of Big Boys. The Jack Rook
He's really
series.
done you in,
That
love.
was pretty
You look
good.
a right... You look a right James Blunt now.
It's really good though, that's the thing.
Yeah.
I mean, what an ending! Because the whole story was about a relationship, a friendship between a sort of semi-fictionalized version of Jack Rook, played by Dylan Llewellyn, and then a character called Danny, who's this straight lad, played by John Pointing. And the whole sort of series, this wonderful 3-series sitcom, was all about their friendship, and it weaves in very serious issues around mental health. And then it kind of opens the final episode with this kind of unexpectedly melancholy scene on Margate by the sea. And we learn...
I feel like it's all scenes in Margate. No disrespect.
I love Margate.
I mean,
I love it. It's a great place. And in the final scene, we see the real Jack Rook there rather than the character Jack Rook. And basically, we learn that Danny is no longer with us, and all of the series that we've been seeing is essentially a love letter to his best mate. And I think it is rare. It is so rare, I think, for TVs to have a great ending, because we've discussed like it's such a rarity for that to be the case. I'm so thrilled that Big Boys had 3 series and had the ending to get to that point, because it's so hard to go and do, particularly in comedy. But it also was a rarity in TV in which the last episode I felt was one of the strongest, because normally with shows they kind of, you know, they throw every idea out and they peter out, and this was a show that said everything I needed to say, ended in a really important note, and then said, see you later, bye.
Deuces, I'm out.
Yeah, wonderful.
Yeah, do you want to revisit yours? Because genuinely...
Wow. Did I mention?
What you've done is you brought like one of the most tender and wonderful moments.
Yeah.
And explorations of men's mental
we
health.
spoke about Big Boys after that, man.
Yeah, and you went and James Acaster.
I didn't know what he was going to say. I didn't know it was going to be all emotional good. I just thought, like, that's a one-off thing, right?
Yeah.
It's a one-time thing, and loads of cool comedians. It's really good. Like, it's not... Okay, it might not be as good as the ending of Big Boys. That's a really harsh line to draw to judge anything by.
It's the best moment. That's the entire confection why we're here.
Is that the phrase you want to stick with?
Yep. And now it's time to award the guest with the best moment of the year. How are you both feeling?
Very nervous.
Okay.
I'm really confident.
What I'm enjoying is the fact that you're both sitting there like you're in the end of Big Brother.
We can hold hands.
We can hold hands.
Okay.
I really hope it's me.
Can I get a drum roll, please?
Okay.
What?
I had to change
Well,
position.
who else is drum rolling?
Yeah.
Good. No, that's good. That's good. And the winner is Scott.
Yay!
Yay!
It's quite heavy because it's definitely not a real BAFTA. It's not a real BAFTA.
It's a head of TV.
It's a head of TV award. Oh, that's so wonderful.
We're learning so much about you.
Isn't it wonderful?
You're
I wonder
welcome.
What the people who, anyway, that's yeah. Thank you so much.
Would you like to just down? Where the f***'s the camera?
I'm so happy, Jack, that I, on behalf of you, for me, I'm accepting this awards. I'm so happy that something that you've made me a winner. That really makes me feel great. So thank you for that.
Watch Clash of the Comics now. You.
How do you feel being on television despite this show being on the internet and not on the television?
The thing is, right, is that we all have to demean ourselves for money, and that's why we're all here. So let's not throw stones around that particular glass house, shall we?
Are you getting paid?
That was 2025 in television. Thank you so much to my amazing guests, Jordan and Scott, for their insights and paid opinions. I'm off to go and unplug myself in case the king comes on my face on Christmas Day. See ya. Fuck you, Peppa Pig, I'm coming for you.